Well, again, we have found ourselves lucky enough to be on the beautiful St. Lawrence River at Bolt's Castle, one of my favorite places on earth. And I have run into a lost relative, and like me, I would also consider him a Johnny-come-lately Indian, because I came back to the Indian religion and beliefs for salvation from drinking and narcotics problems in my 30s. But this gentleman has found out, finally, that he is Native American heritage, and he's also the son of my lost older sister. And he just got his Indian name too. So I would like to introduce to you one of my favorite mentors of the same name, son of kwadea, which means does everything with his left hand. And he happens to be left-handed. So your English name is?
Brian Zazabak.
And you call home where?
Lombard, Illinois.
Okay. And you're here visiting or meeting, actually, family for the first time.
Yes.
Yes. And how old are you?
36.
36. Now, in your 36 years, what has Mother Nature taught you? I'm sorry, Mother Earth.
Mother Earth, yeah. Actually, it goes right back to, I think the most important thing in life is love. Love for everybody. To love everybody like you love yourself. And, respect your elders, learn from your elders, and you taught me that earlier, that it's not information that you keep, but it's information that you pass on to, other people. So definitely love for everybody.
Now, what has been your favorite accomplishment thus far?
Well, all the glory for me goes to God, and reading the Bible cover to cover. And actually what happened was when my mother passed away, it affected me really bad. I was 26, and you always hope that you always know that your parents are going to pass away at some time, but you really can never prepare for when that time happens. And it really only matters when you lose somebody is how much you love that person. It doesn't matter what they are in terms of your family to you. It matters how important they are to you, and how much you love them, and how close you are. And when my mother died, it felt like I lost a part of, I always heard the expression that your eyes are your entrance to your soul, but for me, I felt like it was in my belly button, because when my mother died, I had really terrible stomach pains in my belly button. It felt like a big part of my soul died too. And I definitely wasn't prepared for it, and it affected. I stayed up actually 3 nights in a row. I couldn't sleep. I never stayed up more than one night in my life. And I finally got to the 3rd night and I couldn't sleep again. I was really worried because I was really worried for my health. And I actually picked up the Bible. I read my favorite passage in Proverbs. I literally read one sentence and went right to sleep. And at that time, I was spending a lot of money. I was looking for something to help cope with the loss and the pain I was feeling. I was spending tons of money on drugs and alcohol and friends with nothing. Nobody could do to help me through that time. The only thing that did comfort me was reading the Bible. And I literally started cover to cover. From the very beginning I read it, and it made me feel so much better. It was the only thing that was helping. I literally, within 6 months, I read the whole thing cover to cover, and I just couldn't stop. And so that's my favorite accomplishment, is the wisdom that I've learned from the Bible, and the ability to help others in those difficult times from the information.
So thus far, what has been the greatest moment of your life?
Well, I would have to say probably this moment right now is reconnecting with my Native American family. Because I've always had so much uncertainty of who we are, and a lot of my friends have pride, whether they're Mexican or Irish or Italian, whatever their heritage was. They always had that pride of who they were, and I always felt like that was something that was missing from me, and I always wanted to have something. Because when you come from an adopted family, you don't know who you are, who your family is, and where you came from, and your history. It's almost like you had none. And to now know that there's this family line of ancestors that I come from, and there's culture that I can experience and be a part of, It's something I always dreamed about, and my mother, who was adopted, something that she would have just been so, and she is in the afterlife right now. She's just so happy for us, and so yeah, that's, I would say right now is the best moment of my life.
Now, this would be an optional question, but what has been the very worst moment of your life?
Well, losing loved ones is always the worst. Lose my mother, because like I said, I loved her a lot. That was very difficult for me. Loss is always one of the hardest things you'll ever go through in life. And so I would say that. Also, I was divorced. I was married once. That was also painful too. So between the death, divorce, I would say that those are probably the two most difficult moments of my life.
Now, as I consider you a newfound Indian, the question I've been dying to ask you is, how do you feel about being native?
I feel wonderful. I feel like there's so much information, culture to learn, to be a part of. I'm really excited to learn about the healing of the Indian culture, and the stories of my ancestors, and just so much information. It's such a nice thing to be a part of, and it's not about taking. It's about learning and then giving back to family members. And now I have this big family that we always wanted. Before this, we were a very small group, and we didn't really have family, and we weren't close at the time. My mother was like our chief. She was our foundation that held us all together. When she passed away, we all kind of spread out and went our own ways. So it was as if I didn't have any family, really. But now it's big. We have a really big family, and it's bringing us all back together now, and it's that foundation that was missing. It feels like it's back with us now, and our family's closer than we've ever been. We're doing things we've never done before. We're all here together up in, out here in New York. I mean, that's something we've never done together as a family. So it's bringing us closer together, and now we're establishing new relationships with new family members, and we have all this younger generation that they're going to look to me as being an elder someday. So it's all about that passing on from generation to generation, our culture and information. And I'm excited to be a part of it, and I want to learn as much as I can and embrace it as much as possible.
Now, with all your experience here on Mother Earth, do you have any advice for the rest of us poor creatures here on Mother Earth?
Yeah, don't talk to strangers. That's one thing that I've learned. They tell you it to you when you're a kid, but yeah, don't talk to strangers. Respect your elders, love everybody, and above all, just love God with all your heart. And that would be my advice.
Well, I appreciate this time, and
I do too.
Even though I had to twist your arm and threaten you with physical violence, it was a great interview.
Thank you. Thank you.